In the last 4 days, I made just under $1,000 from a tool I built in less than a single day. No team, no funding, and here's the crazy part. I built it with an AI model you literally can't use anymore. It got pulled by the government for being too strong and powerful. But before it disappeared, it helped me design, build, and guide me to launch a real product. It helped me build the tool, the website, the payments, the license keys. All of it was made through Fable 5. Now, luckily for you, I documented the entire journey from start to finish, from the second I had the idea to building the thing to launching it to how I actually marketed it and got people to pay. Everything, nothing skipped, nothing hidden. So this isn't one of those look what I made videos where they leave out the parts that actually matter. I'm going to show you the whole thing step by step so you can honestly do the exact same thing this weekend. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So here's the roadmap for this video. First, I'll show you where the idea came from. Then I'll walk you through the entire build and how I got it working. I'm talking about the prompts I used, the stack, how I got the payment set up, and the automated delivery of the tool, all of it. Then I'll talk about how I marketed it, which is usually the part everybody gets wrong or struggles the most, and then the pricing and the end results at the end. By the end, you have the full playbook that I used to build this tool to 10K MRR in 4 days. Okay, so this whole thing started like most good things do, with something that was annoying the absolute life out of me, which is always a great place to come up with an idea. I didn't sit down trying to brainstorm a startup. I didn't open a document and write 100 business ideas at the top. The idea came from a problem I have literally every single day. So what is it? A big part of what I do on a day-to-day basis is that I'm constantly screen recording parts of my Claude systems or AI systems and sending that to my video editor, as well as just taking screenshots in general. And here's the thing, right after you take a screen recording or a screenshot, you can just grab it and drag it wherever you need it because it's recent. It's sitting right there. But after 4 seconds more, it's gone. Now I've got to dig through Finder, scroll through 100 files, trying to find that one clip I just took every single time. And I know myself, I'm never going to be the guy with perfectly organized, color-coded, neatly labeled folders. That is just never happening in my lifetime. So instead of trying to fix me, I decided to fix the problem. The best business ideas aren't clever, they're just annoying problems you personally have. And mine was stupidly simple. I take 100 screenshots and screen recordings a day, and 5 seconds later, I can never find the one I need. That tiny everyday frustration is a product. Because if it annoys you constantly, it probably annoys thousands of people exactly like you, and they'll happily pay to make it disappear. So if something bugs you every single day, that's not a complaint. That's your next business idea, so write it down. Okay, that problem became the idea, and that idea I called it Capture Shelf. And the concept is dead simple. It's basically a little shelf that lives on the bottom right of your screen. Every screenshot and every screen recording you take lands on that shelf and just stays there. So whenever you need it, you go to the bottom right, grab it, and drag it wherever you want, into an email, into an editor, into a message, whatever. Now, there's no more 4-second window or digging through your Finder. It's always going to be there waiting for you to use. Okay, so let me walk you through how I actually built it, because this is the part you can copy the easiest. I built the entire thing inside Claude Code running the Fable 5 model, which is just stupidly fast at building big chunks of an app or tool in a few prompts. Now, all the prompts I use, I have them in my playbook that's linked down in my free school community. It's one of those links in the description. Step number 1, I gave you the entire idea in one clear prompt. And I want to stress this because this is where most people mess up. I did not type build me a screenshot tool. That's lazy and you get lazy results. Instead, I gave it the whole picture. The mission, who's it for, the ICP, exactly what the thing does, how I want it to feel, the vibe, and the problem to be solved. I treated it like I was briefing a senior developer who's never met me. The clearer and more detailed that first prompt is, the better every single thing after it turns out. And here's that one move that makes AI build way better stuff for you. Do not let it start coding right away. The first thing I said was, before you build anything, give me a plan for how we're going to make this. I laid out the entire plan first, then I said go. 5 minutes later, I had a working MVP. So, the clearer your idea and the more you make a plan before it builds, the less it goes off the rails. Plan first, build second, every single time. So when I read through the plan, I made sure it matched what was in my head, and then I gave it the go signal. That one habit saves you hours because you can dig yourself into a hole with Claude code that you need to solve later. Step number 2, it gave me a working MVP and admin dashboard to handle the licensing codes in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I want you to sit with that because 2 years ago, this thing would have taken me at least a few days or weeks or a developer and a few $100s. Then I spent the next hour just fine tuning, going back and forth, making this smooth, move this here, that fuse off, fix this, small tweaks at a time, until the thing made me feel like the problem was solved and easy to use. The first version gets you 80% there. The polish is all in the back and forth. But remember, perfection is the enemy of progress. Step number 3, once the actual tool felt right, I had to build me a simple website to go with it. A clean landing page for Capture Shelf. What it is, what it does, and a button to buy it. Nothing fancy. It just needs to explain the thing and show a demo of the thing being used, but more on that later, as well as letting people pay. In step number 4, I launched the website on Railway. That's a whole platform where the whole thing is hosted and runs. So now it's not just sitting on my laptop, it's actually live on the internet. Step number 5, I went over to GoDaddy. Now GoDaddy is where I own autoploy.us. That's the domain for my main business where I help busy business owners and busy individuals implement AI into their busy work life or business. So I didn't even need to buy a new domain, I just created a subdomain off the one I already own, captureshelf.autoploy.us. Then I connected that subdomain to Railway so the site lives on a real clean web address. So if you already own a domain, you can spin up subdomains for new projects for free instead of buying a new one. Now a quick sidebar, at Autoploy, which is my main business, this exact process, taking an idea and turning it into a live working money-making system that prints money automatically, you can work with my team where we can get behind you and create and work alongside with you. Or if you want to implement AI into your busy work life or business, go to autoploy.us or first link in the description. Okay, back to it, because the next part is where it stopped being a project and became a real business. Step number 6, payments. This is what makes it a business instead of a hobby. Now I already had a Stripe verified business, so all I did was set up Stripe checkout links so people could actually buy the thing, and then create a webhook to manage the automated delivery system after someone checked out, which leads me to step number 7. And this is my favorite part of the whole build. I created a resend account and connected to Railway. Resend is what sends the emails automatically, so now the second someone completes checkout, they instantly get an email. And that email has everything they need. Clear steps on how to install it, how to use it, the license code they need to actually unlock the tool, and a zip file to download Capture Shelf itself. All automatic. I don't lift a finger. Someone could buy this at 3 AM in the morning while I'm asleep, and they'd have the whole thing in their inbox 30 seconds later. That's the part that makes this scale. Once it's set up, it just runs on its own. Step number 8. I bought the product myself with a real checkout to make sure the email actually fired, the license codes actually worked, so I could actually access the tool. And most importantly, I was able to download and install the tool as well. Then I used the tool like a normal customer would and made sure it primarily solved the problem that I originally intended to solve. The last step is step number 9. I just recorded a quick video showing how Capture Shelf works and put it right on the website, so anyone who lands on the page will instantly get it. They'll see the problem, they'll see the fix in like 30 seconds. Oh, and one quick thing before we move on to the rest of the video. Near the very end of all this, Fable 5 actually got pulled. It's not available anymore. Though at this point, I pretty much finished everything, so I didn't need too much on the build side from Claude. So the whole build process was all built and done in less than a single day. Now from here, we actually have to get people to use it and see if there's a proof of concept. Before I get into how I sold it, I want to make one point about the product itself because it actually matters. Capture Shelf does one thing. 1. It catches your screenshots and screen recordings so you never lose them. I didn't bolt on editing, I didn't add accounts and dashboards and 15 settings, I didn't try to make it a do everything app, and that was on purpose. The simpler the thing is, the easier it is to understand, the easier it is to use, and this is the big one. The easier it is to talk about, it allows friends to share about it easily. They share things they can explain in one sentence, so make sure you have a one-liner for the product in your back pocket as well. So now that I've got a real working live product, how do I get people to actually buy it? Because building it is honestly half the game and the easiest by far. A great tool that nobody knows about makes $0. Here's the thing most people skip. Before I posted anything publicly, before any reel or any ads, I went to my existing network first. I reached out one by one to a bunch of my current clients, as well as past clients. People I already built AI systems for and have a good relationship with. And I wanted to see if they'd actually want this. Now some of them run social media automations that we built for them, and they're constantly taking screenshots of ideas and references to feed into those systems. So Capture Shelf wasn't a hard sell to them. It started right into how they already work. I always go to the people already in my personal network and business network first because they trust me and always tell me whether or not if something I should be continue pursuing, if there's some proof of concept there. And once I got a few sales and some word of mouth from them, I made a couple of Instagram reels and one of them took off. It's at like 55,000 views right now. And to be 100% transparent, when I take a look at where the bulk of the sales actually came from, the biggest driver was word of mouth. I've got maybe 15 different people across my WhatsApp and WhatsApp businesses who actually bought Capture Shelf. And once they decided they liked it, it just spread on its own. Someone would show it to a friend, that friend would buy it, and on and on. And the only reason word of mouth works like this is because the product is dead simple and solves a real problem. That is the key. If it's complicated or the value isn't obvious in 2 seconds, nobody passes it along. The simplicity isn't just a design choice, it's the marketing. Now we've already talked about marketing, let's talk about pricing now, because I did this a little differently than most people would tell you to. I priced it exactly how I would price it if I was the one buying it. I didn't pull up competitor spreadsheets or run some pricing formula. I literally just asked myself one question: what would I happily pay for this? Because here's the thing, I am the customer. I had this exact problem every day, so I'm not guessing what some imaginary buyer wants. I priced it at the number to me felt like an instant no-brainer. So I made it a one-time price or a small monthly subscription. That's a very personal decision because I'm the type of person who generally does not want another monthly charge quietly hitting my credit card every month for the rest of my life. I know some people would, But I'd much rather pay once for something I know works, own it, and never think about it again. So since I'm the customer, I made sure that was included in my pricing. And I think the overall lesson here is that when you're your own ICP or target consumer, everything just flows more naturally. But where did all of this land? Just under $1,000 in the span of 4 days. From a tool I built with a real website, Stripe payments, automated email delivery, license key, the whole system in less than a single day. And look, I'm gonna be real with you. $1,000 is not gonna change my life. That's not the point, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend it is. The point is the proof. The point is the speed. You can now go from this little thing annoys me to complete strangers are paying me to fix it for them in basically a weekend. That is genuinely new. For most of history, the bottleneck on this was being able to build the thing. That bottleneck is long gone. The tools got good enough that the only thing standing between you and a live product is the decision to actually start. And the other thing I love about this, it's a real asset now. I built it once, it's live, it sells itself with that demo video. The emails go out automatically and it just keeps making me money in the background while I work on my main business. That's the dream, right? Build once, sell forever. So real quick, let me recap the whole playbook. Find a problem you personally have and feel every day. Get crystal clear on the idea before you touch any code. Make the model plan before it builds, ship the MVP fast, then polish it in small loops. Wrap it in a simple website with real payments and automated delivery so it runs without you. Go to your warm network first to see if there's some proof of concept, then go public. And then from there, hopefully your product is good enough, word of mouth can carry itself, and price it like the customer you actually are. And here's my question. If you got a business idea more advanced than this and you want a complete system built for it exactly like this one, or if you already have a business and there are parts of it you know could be automated, go to autoploy.us or first link in the description. You can also access Capture Shelf below, and if you got some real value out of this, do me a favor and hit like and subscribe if you're not already. I post stuff like this every couple of days, breaking down what I build and more importantly, keeping you up to date with AI. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.